Good morning, everybody. I'm Debbie Danford from craftyercreations.blogspot.com, and I am here with my Stampin' Buddy, Tracy Evans Langley, and we are also part of, or we are the
We
East
are.
Meets West Creativity Kit. We are part of it. We are
We are
it.
part of. Is there somebody in that I don't know about?
Not that I know of, because if there is, they're
We
not
need
doing their
somebody in the
share of work,
middle.
that's for sure. We are doing a video series this week that's called Get It in Gear series. So that probably gives you a little bit of a clue of what we are using for this video series. So the way it works is I did a video on Monday. Tracy did a video on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. I am doing a video. And then don't forget to join us again on Thursday. And Tracy will wrap it up on Thursday with the last video. And what it is, um, if you place an order between April 13th through the 20th, a $35 minimum, you will get all four card packets to make the cards that we are showing you this week. And that's before shipping tax and any Stampin' Rewards you might use. If you bump your order, and you do want to bump your order because you want this bundle, you will get, if you bump it to $75, then you will also get a half a pack of the metallic rub-ons, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. But these are awesome, awesome, awesome. And unfortunately, we didn't use them enough like we wished we would have once we started using them.
We're very sad.
We are, because they are on the last chance list, just to let you know. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spotlight my hands here. And I'm going to show you this bundle. And this bundle is awesome. And the good thing about this bundle is it is carrying over into the new catalog that will
Yay!
go live
We
on
love
May
that.
5th. So you have this awesome stamp set that has all these great little splatter backgrounds and just lots of little texture you've got going on here. And some vertical stamps that you can stamp with. Some of these also you can die cut with. Here's what the dies look like. Lots of little dies here, and some of these can layer on top of each other. I mean, every time I've die cut, I pretty much just die cut a couple of each color palette that I might be using, and then I just kind of layer as I go. And then these two can layer right here together, which is really nice. And then as you can see, some of these also you can stamp and then die cut them. So this is a awesome, awesome bundle. And then here's what the metallic rub-ons look like. And you'll
Yes.
get one of each sheet. So you'll get four sheets because there's two to each pattern here. Um, just trying to put them together since they're there. So, and I've used most of this first one, as you can see on here, and then you've got the gold ones too. So these are really fun to play with, and they work so simple. We are also using the adhesive backed metallic gems where we have gold, silver, and copper in here. And these just went really well with what we were working with this time. Now, if you watched a video Mondays or Tuesdays, one or two, we mentioned that to make sure you join in on Wednesday to see the little awesome surprise. So this time, you can make a little spinner card, and you will get the little spinners included to make the spinner. And these are so easy to put together. So that's how that works. So let's go ahead and get started here. And hopefully this time I'm not missing any little parts and pieces. My first card on Monday, I was missing one tiny little circle, but it still worked and you couldn't even tell it was missing.
And you still haven't found it.
And I still got it done. Yeah. So here's all my little die cut pieces. We will work with those in a little bit. And then I'm using the just a note from the Simply Said. So that's the greeting I used. And then as you can see, here's one of our layers that I die cut out of. So let's go through what we have here first, and then we'll start our stamping. I have a piece of cloud cover that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. And then we have our Secret C that's 4 by 5.25. And I die cut a couple of the pieces out of the center of that. And then we have two pieces of basic white. One is 4 by 5.25 for the inside. And then this is 3 3/4 by 5 that we're going to stamp on here. And just to show you what I did here on the inside. So there's that one. So let's move some of this out of the way. We are going to be using Basic Gray, Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover. And as we mentioned in Tracie's video on Tuesday, the cloud cover is on the last chance list. So if you didn't get this and you still want one, you can get it. I have had no issues with mine because they did discontinue making it because there was issues with the color and the pad, a combination of both. Um, but you can still get it. It's out there. And I think it's also marked down, but I don't want to quote a price because I don't remember what it's marked down at. But like I said, I love the color and I think it works great. You can always just buy the refill. And if you're not happy with how your pad stamps, you can always get the little ink spots and you can do it that way too.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a lot of the stamps laying out here. You probably cannot see those in the video, but I'm just going to start pulling them in, and I'm going to start with the cloud cover here. And you're just going to randomly start kind of stamping wherever you want, whatever direction you want. And you can do first, second, third generation stamping, however you want to do it.
That's what I love about this set. It's just so like you can just start stamping and
Yeah,
it's so cool.
I, I think if you had a smudge or if you thought you made a mistake, you could easily cover it up. I
I don't
think
think you
there'd
need to
be
cover it up. I think you just make it part of the background.
exactly. I have to agree with that. Yeah. Now, if you see, look at my sample again, on this one, I didn't stamp all over the whole thing. I kind of left this little area a little bit lighter, and that's where I ended up putting that greeting. So, but you don't have to do it that way. Just kind of giving you ideas of how you can do it. And then I'm doing first, second, third generation stamping sometimes four or five, because depending on what color you're using, you can get lots of stamps out of it. When I
Yeah.
stamp, I kind of line up the stamp behind my stamp pad so I know what color I've used where. That way you don't dip the wrong, I'm not going to dip Secret Sea then into cloud cover and then have a big old mess because you don't want to do that.
That would make me cry.
It might. I mean, I have had it happen, and I've had it happen in classes, and people have done it before, and they feel really bad when it happens. And it's like, you know what? It's not the end of the world. It can be cleaned out really easy. So I don't usually panic too much about it.
As long as it's not stays on.
That is true.
I don't know that you can clean that.
Yeah, that one's. And the nice thing is about these is you can layer upon any of these together when you're stamping. It's not like a flower where sometimes you have to mask it off to layer. These you can stamp right on top of each other.
I mean,
And
it
so
almost
that
looks better because you are stamping them on top of each other.
I have to agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. We'll do this color here. Let's do that little circle there.
And
Some
you know,
lighter
that
ones.
circle one is probably my favorite stamp.
Really?
Yeah, I always love it when they do something swishy like that. I just think
Yeah.
it's just such a cool look.
And let's see. Let's go ahead and get some of this little gear here. And don't think that this bundle is masculine only because my monthly club picked this bundle for April, and I actually made a card with purples and pinks, and
Nice.
I think it looks really good. I mean, doesn't have to always. And maybe there's a female that's into gears and stuff. There's lots of them that like that kind of stuff, so you just never know. Okay, I'm gonna bring in some blending brushes here, and I'm gonna do just a little bit of blending around the edges. As you notice, if you watch a lot of my videos, I love to use the blending brushes. I think it just adds some texture to the background of your card. And
Oh
So
yeah, I totally agree.
I tend to use them probably more than sometimes I should, but
There's no such thing.
that's true. That's true. And I'm kind of going over it with all three colors and then going to just do a little bit of the Secret Sea at the end, just so that it's a little bit darker on the edges there. And then this is what we've got going on so far here. And like I said, this one does not look anything like this one did, but once we have it all together, it's going to look similar. Okay, before we close everything up, we're going to do a couple other things. We are going to stamp, now this is out of the Stylish Shapes die, and we're going to stamp that with our greeting in Secret Sea. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, there's that. We're going to set that aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp our inside at the same time here. And on the last one, I only did the one corner, but I'm going to go ahead and do both because I just like how that looks when you do both corners.
Yeah, I agree. I think it does look good, especially this set.
Yeah, there's that. Let's do some of the splatter. And maybe a little bit of this. All right. And then let's just add a little bit of cloud cover around this one too. Kind of blend that in. All right, there's the inside of our card, which pretty that looks. That could be the outside if you really wanted to. You could
I
just put a
love that.
greeting right there. I mean, I just love how it turns out. Sometimes you just never know. All right, I think that's all of our stamping. So let's go ahead and get these out of our way so we don't drop our beautiful card front into it. That's happened once or twice at least.
Mhm.
All right, now we're going to do some assembly and then I'm going to show you how to turn it into the little spinner part. So this is just going to get layered on top of here and we're going to hide all those little holes that we die cut stuff out of. And then we're going to layer this onto here. So let's just go ahead and attach all those parts and pieces. And of course, my Stampin' Seal Plus is empty, but I have an extra because I knew it was getting close. I could see that orange starting to show up. Okay. So there's that goes on there. And then we'll go ahead and layer this onto our card base. Now I like to use Stampin' Seal Plus. Tracie likes to use the mono glue. Um, if you're a Stampin' Seal Plus fan, you might want to stock up before the new catalog goes live because the price is going up a little bit. And I'm not going to tell you how much because I don't remember. I can't keep all these figures in my head. And I don't want to quote you the wrong price, but I know it is going up just a little bit. So it's always a good time to stock up when you know some things are going up. So keep that in mind. Okay, so there's all those parts and pieces. Now let's go ahead and what I did here is I layered this on this one right here on this little gear. It reminds me actually more of a steering wheel on a ship, but
Yes, it does. A little bit.
that's what
Yes. Now that
that's
you've
what
said that,
that's what I think of when I see this one more than just a gear part, but it is a gear part too, but it does remind me of a steering wheel on a ship. And I'm going to go ahead and that one's going to pop about right here like that. And I did pop it up with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if I can get my dimensionals to work.
hopefully you'll have better luck than I did yesterday.
Now, if you missed Monday and Tuesday, you can always go back and watch them. Tracie and I have posted everything on our YouTube channels and on our Facebook pages. So,
And on the East Meets West page.
and yes, And if you're
whichever you
not,
follow.
yeah, yeah. If you're not familiar with our East Meets West, it's a class we do quarterly. Uh, and we do it virtually via Zoom, and then we send out the recordings to everybody just in case. But you can go out to the East Meets West Creativity Kit and you can follow along. We post a lot of stuff out there. So, and that's open to anybody.
Hey, Debbie, pull your card down just a little bit.
Here we
There you
go.
go.
Sorry.
Yeah. It was starting to creep out. It was creeping up out
I
of,
know. And you know, the difference is when I'm doing it, when we're doing these via Zoom like this,
yeah,
I have less space. When am doing a video like I normally
right,
do, I have a little bit more room. So I'm
right.
always used to, because I usually tend to go down here too far.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of those things. And since I am on
That's
Zoom, I
why you
can,
have me here.
I know, and I can look at it if I would, but okay, so let's decide what we want to do here. We're going to probably layer like this here. And I'll be honest, I just kind of die cut a whole bunch of stuff out of both colors and then I decide what I want to use. And it looks like we can go here with this and then we'll put that there. And then we're going to cut this little baby down and we're going to put like half here. So I'm just going to cut it right here. And then I'm going to cut that little end off. And we're going to put the other one up across over here, I think. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it over here, and then I'll put this one here. We'll put those down first. And then we'll assemble our other little gears, and then I'm going to show you how you make it spin. And it's really simple. The only thing I noticed is if you get something off-centered a little bit, you will notice it when it's spinning because you'll be able to tell. How do I know that? Because I did it. What's the old
We
saying?
make
Don't.
these mistakes so you all don't have to.
That's what I was just gonna say.
It's because we share a brain.
Yes, we do. Sometimes we think we do share a brain, that's for sure. Okay, so there's that one there. And then let's put this one up over here like that. Kind of like that.
Maybe.
Stuck to my finger. Okay, now let's go ahead and glue these down. And this is kind of where I've noticed that if you get these off centered a little bit, you'll be able to tell because I've had to pull them off and then redo them. It's it's really hard to not, I guess I didn't get enough glue on there, not get the spinner part on centered because you'll see they're really easy to put together. And I think it would be really hard to not get that in the center, but I guess anything can happen. Okay, there's that. And then we'll just take a little bit of glue here because it's going to go right here in the center. So there's one done. And then let's do this one. Can go here. And then we'll put this one right here. And as you see, these look a little different than the first ones I did. And I had more parts and pieces laying over there. This is kind of just what I pulled out because I thought it would work well. Okay, so there's those two. Now we're going to make these two little parts spinners. And I think we're going to plop them about right like that. And I can already tell this one is not centered. It moved a little bit. So you want to make sure your glue's dry. Then what you're going to do, and you will get the spinners in your packets. So when I bought the spinners the first time, mine came with two different sizes. I have not used this bigger size because I feel like they're a little big for what we need for cards. So I've been using the smaller ones. And when I order more, I will just get the smaller ones. I looked up to see what size these were, and I can't remember, but I can put it in the comments below so that you know if you want to get them. I can even put the link out there if you want it to. So we're going to take two little spinners there.
Debbie, I think the big ones would be great on a sampler or on a scrapbook page.
Oh, yes, yes, I have to agree with that.
Something
I
or
didn't try one on one of the cards. I just felt like
they're a
I
little big.
just
I
felt
agree
like
with
they
you.
look a little big. And I
Yeah.
watched somebody do another video on making a card with the spinners, and her spinners were really thick. And
Hmm.
I mean, and maybe it's just how they looked in the video. They looked different than the ones I have, but and I think you can buy all different kinds. I don't know. I use a glue dot.
That makes sense.
For me, I feel like it instant instead of having to wait for the glue to dry. You can use the green glue if you want, but I have found that the glue dots just work so much easier, and I haven't had like these have not come off yet. So I think they work just fine. And then we're putting those right there in the center. And if I flip this over, see now it's already a spinner.
That's so cool.
It is. I mean, you could use these little spinners with flowers too. I was
Oh,
thinking about that
super cute.
yeah, we can do lots with these little spinners. And then I just take this, put another little glue dot on, put this one on right here, and I'm making sure I'm keeping it right there in the center.
So it's all one little mechanism, Debbie, right? There, you don't have to do
Yeah, it's
anything
all
except
one little thing. You don't have to put, here, let me pull them back out here. You don't have to put anything together. So what makes it spin is the top and, you can't really hold it and do it, but when you set it down, then you can see that the top spins from the bottom. Hopefully you
so
can,
cool.
yeah. So they're already together. You don't have to do anything with them. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just plop, I think we're gonna go just like this. Put that spinner there and that one there. And there's our little spinners.
So
Okay,
cute.
now I almost forgot about our little rub-ons. You don't want to forget that part.
We got
Just
so
forgot.
excited about spinners.
I did get excited about spinners. Let's see. Try to decide which ones we want to use this time. I always like the splatters so much, but actually, I think we will use a couple different things here. I'm gonna cut this one away because what I like to do sometimes is use half of it in one spot and half in another, because then you get it like the same pattern going on more than one place if you want. I mean, you don't have to do it that way. You could put the whole thing down, but I kind of do it like this. So we get a little bit of this, and I'm using my finger. You can use your bone folder. So there's a little bit of that one there. And let's put a little bit more over here. And I have that raised piece that we put right there too. So we're getting a little bit on there too. I like that. And then let's do one more. We're going to add a little, because I think I want something right up here in this corner. We're going to cut. Now I know these are probably kind of supposed to be snowflakes, but once you rub them down, they don't look like that. So we're just going to cut some of these and use a couple of these. We won't use all of them yet, unless we want to add more.
Yeah,
But
I just love that you can cut them apart and
I
use them
do
as
too. And I
pieces.
love that we
It's
have the
so
two
clever.
colors, the
Yeah,
gold and silver. I think that
yeah.
just makes it so much nicer that we can use a couple different colors here. There we go. That's what I wanted, was to kind of tuck a couple up in there.
I
So there
love
we go.
that.
I just love how it just adds a little bit of texture to the background there.
It's
All right,
fabulous.
then let's go ahead and add our bling. I'm going to put one right there. Now I had put one in the middle of each one of these, but this one's a bigger one. So let me grab, because I think I want smaller ones there. I don't think I want to put a big one in the middle of one of those. I just thought it kind of finished it off on those little circles, but we'll go ahead and add a couple there, like that. All right. So here is project number 3 of the week of our Get It in Gear series. I like it. I can't
I
say that
love
I like
it.
either one better than the other. They both turned out great, very similar, but yet a little bit different. So yeah. All
And
right.
whoever you send that to is going to love that.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Right? I mean, how
Yes.
would you, why would you? I mean, so cute.
Yes, I agree. I think whoever, like she said, whoever you send that to, um, would love to get one. They don't, how often do they see a card like this, really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
All
and I think
right.
if you were going to mail it, you could put it in a bubble, like a bubble envelope thing, and mail it back.
Yes.
I mean, your
Yeah, because it
postage is
might
going to be a
cost you a
bit
little
more
more
because,
to mail these just because they are popped up a little bit. Um, but I think it would be worth it.
well, and you would be sending it to somebody super special anyway.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. Don't forget to tune in again on Thursday for Tracie's last project.
I
And then
know,
we will be
sad.
wrapping up our series. And again, you can order anytime between Monday, April 13th through um, Monday, April 20th. And you will get all the supplies to make all 4 cards that we have shown you this week. And we hope to see you back here again.
Absolutely.
Bye,
We'll see you
guys.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.